Hi Aries, this is your August 2021 reading. My name is Noelle and this is for a collective. Again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and it's timeless. Anytime you're seeing this is the right time. Also, check out your Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising sign for a better picture of your energy. But I've already pre-shuffled and let's get right into it for you. Okay. I have your energy, King of Wands, which very fitting, very fiery. It actually might be your card. And then you have, for your signifier, I pulled the resting tree, patience and stillness. So, okay. So I feel like in your energy, you're an authority in what you want to pursue. Kind of like that energy, it's like you don't need to sharpen your pencils anymore. Even the dull ones will make a mark. I feel like you are over educating yourself I feel like you're over educating yourself and you're like, well, I have to learn more. I have to do more. I have to have more experience. And you're trying to learn more, even though you're okay. You already know what you need to know. It's just now all you need is experience. That's going to help you. Sure, there's going to be, trial and error, but there's only so much. You can't go any further without experience. And it's saying, don't second guess yourself. You know this. You've got this. Because the past energy I have is the Six of Wands, and that's a victory card. So I feel like you've had like some success in the past. And maybe because you've had success, you're nervous. You're like, oh, I just want to be ready. Because your challenge card, okay, right on. Your challenge card is what is this? Princess of Pentacles. So I would say your challenge is you're afraid of money. Like, you're like, what if it doesn't make money? And then your signifier is the High Lord of Gratitude and Service, selflessness, humanity, conscious action. Okay, so you're scared about not making money, but you need to do this without the thought of making money and what's in it for you. If you need to go about this in the way of how can I serve other people and it not be about the success and the money, it's because that will come as a byproduct of you just doing it and just being authentic, being vulnerable, and be willing to go out there and make some mistakes and just be a person and say, okay, like I'm doing this, I'm gonna put everything into it, and if I mess up, that's okay. Like, it's learning experience and there's no shame in that. So it's saying you have to go out there. Sorry, I have an Altoid. You have to go out there without any expectation, because is what's going to get it to you. That's, if you go out there with lots of expectation of money and success, I think that's going to trip you up. So let's see what's mirroring you, above and below, conscious, subconscious, pretty much what you're aware of, what you want, and then what's kind of that subliminal stuff playing in your head that you're not really aware of that affects so much of our lives. Okay, so above, you have the Strength, which doesn't surprise me. But strength is all about being vulnerable, especially with this card. It's like the woman and the lion. And he serves her and he loves her, but she puts herself in a really vulnerable position with him. This is not strength coming from dominance or fear or just wanting to have an agenda from someone. This is strength out of being your authentic self and showing your vulnerability. And then subconsciously, what's below, what's mirroring your energy, I have the Wheel of Fortune. And it was kind of weird because it came out kind of strange. And I wasn't really sure how I felt about it, if it was inverted or if it was reversed or upright. But now I see that I think it's kind of up to you, because really the Wheel of Fortune is change is coming. So it doesn't matter. I feel like you're trying to put it off. Like, you're like, I'm not ready. And you're just like digging your heels in, and there's this stagnation, even though you're supposed to be doing it. Like, the universe is going to force you to do it if you don't do it. But This card to me is like good fortune, and change is already coming. It's like the wheel is already moving, and once the wheel starts, like it's too late. There's nothing you can do. It's picking up momentum, and you can't stop it. The only thing that will make this card negative is if you resist the change, which, granted, I get that is way easier said than done, and change is hard and scary. Even shitty change, or like good change from a shitty situation, is tough. It's weird. We're creatures of habit, and we're used to our ways. I remember when I was like 17 or 18, like I got my braces off, and I was like, I'm gonna miss my braces. And I was like, what? I freaking hated my braces. They were just food in them, and they just blah, blah, blah. And I was like an older teenager, so it was even worse. And me thinking that, I was like, what the heck is wrong with me? And I was like, well, I'm not going to miss them. But then I was just thinking, it's just familiar, and it was going to be strange without them. So I feel like no matter what, you have to get used to an energy shift. And even when you're shifting from something that is not as desirable to something that you've been wanting for a long time, just that energy shift takes integration. And if you're not ready for that, then even a good change, you will self-sabotage, because your body, your brain, your ego is going to want to put you back into what's familiar. So, okay. And so your near future, you have the Four of Swords. And this is all about contemplation. You know, this is a good card. It's hibernation, taking some time, think about stuff. And I feel kind of like you don't need to do that anymore, but I feel like in the near future, you're going to, because I feel like you're just really nervous about putting it out there, whatever it is. If it's your new business, which I really do. I feel like it's a creative project, it's a labor of love, something you've been gestating on for a while. Okay, and this is your self-image. This is totally fitting. It's the Lovers. And this is Gemini's card. And I've never really thought of the Lovers as like a romantic card. Like, to me, that's the Two of Cups. This card is a card of duality, and this is a card of self-love and marrying those two sides of yourself, not leaving your shadow side, all hidden away in the basement, or like totally giving over to it, or just being what people expect you and want you to be, and feeling pressured by expectations of other people. This is saying, you have to marry your masculine and feminine side. It's saying you have to marry your practicality and your intuition. And without those, you're not going to have a balance, and you're not going to have momentum forward. This is about investing in yourself and putting yourself as a priority, and not like putting yourself first in the way of like pleasure, like I'm going to do this, screw what anyone else thinks. This is putting yourself first, like self-care, like making sure you're eating right, prioritizing your sleep, working out, taking classes, just investing in yourself and not feeling bad about it. So your environment is kind of crazy. I don't know if this is your energy or someone else's, but we'll see in just a minute. We have the Prince of Swords. So the Prince of Swords is somebody that's ready. Oh my gosh, yeah, I totally get it. Okay, totally ready for action, and like doesn't always think before he acts, and he's just ready. And he doesn't have that maturity of like the king and the queen. He's still young and a little hasty, but he's ready. He's got all these ideas, and he's like, let's go. But it's reversed. So I feel like you have all these great ideas that you're just holding back. And then you have the Ice Queen, and it's ideas preserved, non-action entitlement. That's crazy. I'm gonna read this too. This is from Colette Baron Reid's Wisdom of the Hidden Realms. This is freaking crazy. Like, if this could be, tarot even shocks me sometimes. It's just so freaking accurate. It's crazy. Okay. So you have the Prince of Swords, which is kind of like you're hesitating to move forward with your ideas. And then you have the Ice Queen. The Ice Queen has come to block your movement for your highest good. Let your ideas be preserved until later. you can thaw them out and use them another time when they will best serve you. The realm of the Ice Queen is the place of non-action, and now is a perfect time to take a look at how far you've come and ask yourself for a reclarification of your highest goals. Not all your plans can be accomplished at this moment. In fact, putting them on ice allows for the perfect timing later on. Don't be too hasty in trying to reach your goal. An even better one will present itself if you surrender and spend the winter with the Ice Queen. Perhaps, too, you're trying to do too many things at once. It's a good occasion to choose only one thing and focus on it, and let the Ice Queen put the others in a deep freeze until a more appropriate time. So even though that's saying like hold off, I mean, coupled with this, it's saying, I think this is saying more like don't get overwhelmed with lots of thoughts and scattered energy, because I know Aries, you guys usually are just like action, 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 action. You can't stop you. But like, I feel like you're in a state of stasis. Like you're really hesitating, which is really crazy because it's really just not like your energy to feel this, because usually it's the opposite. I'm like, oh, Aries, don't get crazy. Just think for 1 second before you do stuff. But you guys just want to do it. You guys are cardinal fire. You guys want to start stuff, and you're the starters you're the innovators of all the things that happen in the world. So it's very strange that this energy is taking place. And then kind of one of your advice cards, you have the Eight of Swords. And the Eight of Swords is about not having enough information. Having, blindfolds on. Either you're not looking in the right place, you're turning a blind eye, or you're not getting all the information. But this is reversed. So I feel like you do have the information. You have the information you need, even though you feel like you don't. This is like overanalysis paralysis type of energy. Oh my gosh, because look at this. So your outcome card. It's the Six of Cups. I mean, this is great. I think it's a beautiful card. It represents like childhood, it represents nostalgia, it represents the past, but it also represents innocence and like a time of joy and happiness. And it's saying, learn from your mistakes, and think about them and reminisce and say, think about the good times you had and then take the lessons you've learned, but you don't want to live in the past, It's all about your future. So don't be afraid. This is good for you. And you guys are the least scared people I know. I feel like you've been through a heartache though, because at the bottom of the deck you have the Three of Swords, and I think that's probably what's holding you back. It's just I think you're probably betrayed or you're just heartbroken. I mean, nobody likes this. This is no fun. And you worked really hard on a relationship just to have it fall apart, and it may have been a third party situation, or it just might have been a really heartbreaking situation that you're still healing from. And I think you guys are reeling from it because you guys got really burned. It scarred you, and you're hesitant to do this because you're maybe it's a new opportunity somewhere else, but you're still having hope for a relationship, so you're putting it off. So I don't know, but you guys are healing, and you guys heal so fast. You're out of everybody. You guys can get yourself up and dust yourself off quicker than anybody. And I pulled you a clarity card. Temperance. This is Sagittarius' card. I love Sagittarius's. Maybe because I'm one. But I also love Aries because I love fire signs. And this is 5, 14-5. So this is a card of change. And again, this is balance. It's all about balance. It's this angel is androgynous. It's got the masculine and the feminine, and it's super important that you embody both, because I know Aries, y'all are masculine sign. Even my women, my girls out there tend to have more masculine traits, which is that has nothing to do with sex. It's all about an energy. And because you're more dominant and you're an Aries, you're the boss. you try to be the boss. So marry your practicality with your intuition, because you guys fly forward. You guys are innovators, but take the time to think before you act, and incorporate that feminine side too. And feminine is all about being receptive and listening. The most powerful person in the room, I once heard, is the person that speaks last. And good Lord, is that not difficult? It's so hard to do that. Our egos are just chomping at the bit to like go at each other. So try to exercise some patience. Know that you're ready. Balance your masculine and feminine side. Be practical and grounded, but also, have a foot in the ethereal. Like, really pay attention to your intuition. I know you guys don't really get recognized for how intuitive you are, because you guys are so action oriented. Like, people don't necessarily see that, but you guys are seriously like intuitive. So try to develop that a little bit more, because balance, and strive for balance, because I know y'all are extremists as well. I'm gonna do one more clarity card for y'all. Star, but I also saw this, I have to do it. Tower. Oh, now I gotta do it. You're killing me, smells. Oh my God, see, this is why I can't do it. It's just so many. Okay, so 2 energies, the Knight of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles. And again, this is Aries like I've never seen. I mean, this is action. It's like, all right, take the action, but don't, and you got the Pentacles, so he's like the slowest moving, and then you have the fastest moving. And it's like, marry these. This is your energy. And then you have the Star in the Tower. So you have like totally just like commotion and like destruction. And then you have healing. And then you have the 4 of Pentacles. And this is not wanting to let go of something. I think it's a person. And you have the Emperor not standing in your power. Aries, I keep doing it. 7 of Swords. Deceit. Good Jesus. What? Not unable to make a decision. Oh my goodness. This is not good. Queen of Swords. But standing in your power. I mean, to me, your reading has... I'm not even pulling more cards, because it's just going to be like never ending for you guys. Because I'm just sitting in such a conflicting energy with you guys. You know what? I lied. I'm going to pull them. 6 of Pentacles. Giving and receiving. If you could get any more duality cards, I would die. These are all just so dualistic in nature. Shut the front door. Okay, I cannot pull any more than this. The Chariot. It's Cancer's card. And it is the light and the dark, the shadow side and the side that we present ourselves. And this card is all about, you have to marry the 2 sides of yourself, mental mastery, in order to move forward on the Chariot. I'm just not going to play more cards, because I already know, like, you guys are struggling for balance. You're conflicted, and for Aries to be conflicted is just kind of a strange thing, because y'all usually are the least conflicted people ever. So, like, whatever. You guys are usually like there's a hole out the door before anyone's even like said anything. So you guys are ready. You can do this. You're amazing. You're ready. But just be balanced. Don't be crazy. All right. I'll see you in September.